Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name's Megan. Here I just take books I've read and compare them to their on-screen adaptation. Today I'm talking about Eclipse. The library put the sticker right over the name, but it's here on the side, Eclipse, by Stephanie Meyer, of course. Book came out a while ago, but I've been doing all the Twilight movies because they were on Freeform, so I just recorded them, got the books, and here we go. In case you watched my last videos, I am not a big fan of these Twilight books. They're in fact making me hate reading right now, but without further ado, let's just jump right in. So the movie opens with a vampire biting a person in Seattle and turning them before transitioning to Bella and Edward in that dang meadow. So she's like not grounded in the movie, which was like in the book she was grounded, so I don't know why they're in the meadow. But I guess it has to show us that they're a happy couple now, since the book was able to just kind of tell us like, oh, we're a happy couple, but the movie has to more show us. So that was a lot of talking, but showing the vampire biting someone in Seattle is giving us knowledge that we didn't have in the book yet. That was very much still a mystery and until like halfway through the book. By the way, y'all, I finished this book like a week ago and the movie like a week ago too, so this might, like, my notes might not be very fresh in my brain, so I might be like thinking a lot. I've also started reading another book since then, so I'm just kind of all over the place, but I got my notes. I'm doing my best. This is the first time I've had time to sit down and like do the video. So it's been busy, y'all. All right. And then again, there's like a little flip-flop in the order of events. She gets ungrounded. So I guess she was grounded in the movie. And then she reads Jacob's note. In the book, it was vice versa. She read the note and then she was ungrounded, but whatevs. Then Alice is talking about throwing a graduation party instead of what they're going to do now that Bella's ungrounded. When she has her vision, they're at lunch and she's like, in the book, she's like, oh, we should do something fun now that you're not grounded anymore. And then she like stops and has her vision. But in the movie, they talk about a graduation party instead. Edward tells her, Bella straight up, like the Volturi might go to Seattle to check the situation out. That wasn't a conversation they had yet in the book. Sorry, this is bothering me. Why are they all twisted right here? Okay, got a new phone, new headphones. Who dis? Anyway, and then I said, oh, her mom got her a t-shirt quilt. I have one of those and I love it. That didn't happen in the book, but it was cute. And then it shows the Cullens / werewolves chasing Victoria. That was supposed to be a secret, but the movie just straight up shows it. No secrets in the movie. Okay, so that day that Jacob comes to her school and tries talking to her about Victoria, she just gets on his motorcycle and rides off with him. That did not happen in the book. She rode his motorcycle with him a different day. But she's standing there with Edward, with Jacob. Edward's like, don't do it. And she straight up does it anyway. I was like, ooh, Bella in the movie, okay. And I said, I know this basically happens later in the book, but when it happens later in the book, Edward's out of town and she ditches Alice. This time she straight up ditches her man. I was like, okay, and school. And in the book, she only hangs out with Jacob on that visit to La Push. Here, she's talked to all the members of the pack. She's talked to Emily and Leah Clearwater, who turns into a werewolf right in front of Bella. Bella doesn't find that out until much later in the book, but in the movie, it just shows her, like, glare at Bella. She's mad at Bella because she has to keep hearing about Bella and Jacob's thoughts, and she just turns into a werewolf, and Bella's like, oh, she's a werewolf now? Like, that early in the movie. In the book, it's more of a surprise when the werewolves come to watch the vampires train later on. She's like, what the heck? This pack is so big. And then Edward's like, yeah, Leah and Seth are in it. She's like, what? I didn't even know that. So, took away another secret. No secrets in the movie. Um, okay, so Jacob says he'd rather Bella was dead than a vampire. In the book, she storms off and she leaves him and she ignores him for days. She's so mad. In the movie, he drove her there. What? So she just got mad and then he apologized and they were like, chill. Oh, because this was still when she rode his motorcycle. So she couldn't just drive off because she was reliant on him for a ride. So she just got mad. And then right then and there, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. And like, not how it happened. Lame. I liked, I like when people are mad for a significant amount of time. If it warrants it, like, be mad. Don't give in right away. You have a right to be mad. He's dumb. I'm not Team Jacob. I'm not. He's dumb. Y'all pick Team Jacob just because he's more attractive, but is he? I don't think either of them are. Anyways, tangent, sorry. I'm going to go fast. It shows, or like, it talks about the vampire breaking into her house while she's still with Jacob rather than while she's at with Alice's having a sleepover. So that was a little bit different. And then she comes home and from being out with Jacob, and Charlie said, you're out too late. She's like, I know. And then Edward's there, and Charlie goes, I'll give you two privacy. And then they left. Her and Edward left and went to the clothes house. So she wasn't out too late? I don't understand that. What kind of parent says, you're out too late? Oh, I'll give you guys privacy. And then they can leave the house again? Like, if you're out too late, you gotta stay in. No more privacy, Edward. She'll talk to you tomorrow. Like, Charlie, what you doing? Billy Black's origin story skipped a bunch in the movie, but it was boring anyway. I hated reading it. I was like skimming it anyway. She was way more into her kiss with Jacob than she was in the book. In the book, she was literally fighting him off, and in the movie, she like kissed him back, and I thought that was some BS. And newsflash, that's sexual assault, okay? Not okay with that. He just, in the book, it was terrible. He was holding her to him, and she was fighting, pounding on him, and he shoved his tongue in her mouth. I was like, and then Charlie was just okay with it. He's like, yay, Jacob kissed her. I'd be like, oh, got a problem with that. Sexual assault is not okay, y'all. And then finally, we got to hear Rosalie's whole backstory. Although it was a little shortened, she didn't have her little friend and her friend who had a little baby. And then I was mad because I was like, what about Jasper's backstory? But then I said, never mind, because we got that later. Again, all out of order. And then Jessica was valedictorian. In what world was she smart? I'm sorry. And then Jacob wasn't there at her graduation, which was some BS. He was there cheering her on in the book. Their little vampire training session happened during the day in the book. It's easier for us to see, I guess. In the movie, it happened during the day. In the book, it happened at like 3 a.m. And I said, I really don't need these scenes showing Riley and Victoria and their little plots and their little army. We didn't get that in the book. We don't need that in the movie. The whole top 10 nights of my life conversation between Bella and Edward was way different. They're outside, and Jacob hears while he's in his human form. He's not wolfed out. And then she's mad at Edward for talking about it in front of Jacob, but in the book, she's mad at herself for not telling Jacob in a better way. So I was just like, over it. And then when she tells Jacob to kiss her to like save his life, that was a load of malarkey also. But wasn't Edward like super nearby at that point? Like in the book, he said, I'm going to give you guys some privacy and I'm going to go check out see what's going on over here or something. I don't know. He left. He gave them privacy. But in this, she just went to talk to Jacob and like Edward was like down the street. Like, can't he like see this? And then he does hear Jacob's thoughts. So that was some BS for her to do right in front of her man. And then in the book, there were two separate fights. The werewolves split up and went this way, and the Cullens went this way, and they fought because the vampire army had also like split up, so there were two separate fights. But in the movie, it was just all one fight. They all fought in the same place. And then Bella sees Jacob get attacked, whereas in the book, she hears about it. And, like, she literally passes out in the book just hearing about it. But here she sees it happen, and she runs to him, and she comforts him. I'm like, ugh. And she visits Jacob that very day, not the next day, which it is in the book. And then I was disappointed we didn't get to see her talking to Alice about the wedding. I like Alice, and, like, they did her character wrong. Like, her little excitement, I wanted to see that. So lame. And then her speech about why, Bella's speech about why she wants to get married is different. And then, okay, so she says that, and then she tells Edward, I'm going to need that ring. But earlier, he was like, you're not wearing the ring? And he, like, seemed surprised that she wasn't wearing it, which implies that she has it and she chose not to wear it. So why is she telling him that she needs the ring if she's got the ring? That made no sense. In the book, she said, okay, yeah, I'll marry you. And she put it on, and then she took it off and, like, gave it back to him. She's like, I'll marry you, but I'm not wearing this yet, blah, blah, blah. Very clear, very straightforward. But he wouldn't be confused, like, you're not wearing it? Because he knows he has it. So in the movie, it just didn't make sense. I'm going to need that ring. And then, like, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know if I said that very clearly, but it didn't make sense, y'all. Okay, so those were all the differences I thought of in Eclipse. I'm sure there were more. Like I said, this book, I was just over it. The movies, I'm over. This book made me hate reading. All the 3 books made me hate reading. So I'm going to take a short break from this YouTube channel. At the very least from the Twilight books. Like I said, I started reading a new book. It does not have a movie adaptation. I'm almost done with it. I got 2 other books from the library. One does have a Netflix movie adaptation and one does not. So I'll probably be on at some point doing a different book, and then I'll jump back into the final Twilight. But, like, that last book is made into 2 movies, and I just can't do it right now, y'all. Like, I have to force myself to read it. It's like, I have such a passionate love for reading, and, like, these books are making me hate it, and it's, like, making me very sad. So I'm taking a short break, but I will be back always. I'll be back with Breaking Dawn at some point, and then maybe a couple others before that, after that. I'm not sure, but this isn't goodbye. This is just, like, see you later. And I hope everyone is enjoying their time and not going crazy like I am. Let me know what you thought in the comments, if I missed anything. I know there are, like, paid, like, these fan sites of people nitpicking every little thing that are, like, pages and pages long. So I'm sure there's lots of things I've missed. Let me know what you thought in the comments. And as always, peace and love until next time.